Hi everybody and welcome to the Solar Pedal Collective, where we rise through shared light. Two days in a row. That's new. I know there's not a lot of you out there that see my videos yet, but I don't know why I'm compelled to do them. I don't think that it's for something that is happening, or sorry, not for something, but for people that are like people that need it don't need it yet, if that makes sense. Because all my videos are timeless. They all store energy, and to whomever watches them, they experience that energy. So that is the extent of my videos. That's why I'm compelled to do videos. It's less of what I am saying and more of the vibration and frequency that I am emitting from saying those things. Because everything that I say, everything that happens, everything that you experience is meant to happen. It's supposed to happen. And that's a weird thing to say, because that doesn't make any sense, because we're supposed to have free will. But if you really think about it, if we have free will, then organized religion makes zero sense. Let's take the big C, for instance. Like Catholicism, Christianity, there is one God. And He is all-seeing and all-knowing. If He is all-seeing and all-knowing, there is no free will. Because He sees and knows everything that has happened, everything that is happening, and everything that will happen. Even if there are points in time where a decision has to be made, that's not free will. That's the illusion of free will. Because you only have from these choices. That's not free will. That is assisted driving. That's assisted driving. Because, like on a road, you have a set path. There are 2 lanes. You can choose which lane there are multiple lanes in the road. You can choose which lane you want to be in, but it's all going to the same destination. So we're on a straight road. There's a lot of lanes. You can choose which lane you want to be in. But we are inevitably going to the same destination. And the lane that you choose can either make reality better or worse for you, for others, who knows? But we're all going to the same destination. It's all inevitable. The things that are happening, like with human beings being manipulated by other intelligent races, other beings, which is true. There are beings that have been on this planet far longer than we have. And just like us being multi-dimensional beings, so are they. And they exist on a different dimension than we do. Like they can influence our dimension because they are part of it. They are a multi-dimensional being, just like we are multi-dimensional beings. Our awareness is steeped in the 3D and in the 3D dimension. When we are born, we have access to all of them. we are conditioned to maintain our awareness on this reality, in this dimension. Everything else is fantasy. It's imagination. It's not real. Neither is this one. So it's all perspective. It is. It's all perspective. And that's easy for somebody to say, because like how are you going to prove it? Well, we can't really prove it yet. We're getting there. It is happening. Hard science is starting to realize that you can't just go at science logically. There has to be a bit of fantasy. There has to be a bit of bewilderment, a bit of science fiction. Because everything was science fiction until it became fact. So everything imagined, everything ever dreamed, everything ever thought up isn't real until it's made real. That's a pretty easy thing to understand. So why do people have such a hard time understanding that? Like, everybody thought that a weapon stronger than what was it? Like however many sticks of dynamite. And then people thought that the Moab, the mother of all bombs, was going to be the biggest at one point in time. People thought that creating a bomb from radioactive material was fantasy. And now we have nukes. So it's if you can think it, if you can dream it, it can be made a reality. That is the most basic thing. And it just occurred to me, I apologize for any microphone or any sound or anything. Like these, I am just going off the hip. I don't have any setup. I don't have any gear. I am literally sitting on a stump. I'm just here doing my thing. So yeah, that's basically what I'm being told about those subjects. It's just like you have to really step yourself outside of your own box. We are all so acutely concerned about everything in the immediate that you forget to think about the internal. Like, if you really think about it, this is you. But this isn't even you. Like, inside here, this brain, this what is it? 8 pounds? 8 pounds of flesh? It's an antenna. You're controlling, like I'm controlling this body. My brain is an antenna connected to consciousness at all times. You are both living in here and you're living in consciousness. And the reason why fear and death is so scary is because up until experiencing these avatars, like this life, you have never experienced fear. You have never experienced mortality. Like you exist. You can die. There are ways for somebody in a different dimension to perish. There are wars. There is fighting. There is death outside of this reality. But energy doesn't ever really disappear. It just changes state. So just as much as when we die here in this reality, in the mortal world, our energy is transferred. We go somewhere else. Our consciousness essentially downloads from here back up to where it was. In terms of like heaven and hell, they are different dimensions. They are different realities. They're not called heaven and hell. But they are real places. And where you go from here when you move on very much depends on your vibration. Fear, hate, pain, sorrow, they will all change your vibration. They'll all change your frequency. Not necessarily put you on a lower vibration. That does have some truth to it, and it doesn't. It's not that it necessarily lowers your vibration. It's when you have those things affecting your vibrational field or your energy field, when they affect you, they change. It's like, I don't know if it would register for a lot of people, but it's like hormone receptors or synapse. It's like synaptic receptors, where you have like the different hormones, dopamine, glutamine, like all those, and each one, like your synaptic receptors, have certain spots that accept those hormones. Or I'm not even thinking, but like cell-wise, cells have certain keys or locks. And the same thing happens with your vibrational field. Is when you have those things affecting your vibrational field, when you have fear, when you have pain, when you have sorrow, when you have all that affecting your vibrational field, it puts your vibrational field in such a pattern that is like a lock for an easy key, for manipulation, for influence. Okay? So think of it that way. And I'm being told, like, on the right path, but flip it. So think of it as you are a key. Like when you have those things affecting your vibrational field, your vibrational field turns in such a manner that it is a key. So if you pass with that vibrational field still in that configuration, it's going to fit a lock. It might not fit the lock that you want. So that's how I'm being told. That's kind of how that works. Is not necessarily fearing death. Like not necessarily removing all fear. You can't feel any fear, any pain, any sorrow. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can't let it dominate the field. Being accepting that, hey, this is happening, this is inevitable, and this is just a means to the start of another journey. Yes, I am passing. Yes, this body is dying, but that doesn't mean I am dying. And being at peace with that will set your vibrational field, will set your energy field in such a way that it's not just a key for a specific lock. It turns into a key for all locks. And I know that's like, but wait, if it's a key for all locks, then you can still go to those dimensions that people perceive as hell. Yes, you can. But you get to choose. That's the thing. Is when you die, or when you move on, when you self-exit, like any of the above, when you pass mortally, when this body is no longer capable of containing your consciousness, depending upon your vibrational field, depending upon your energy, your frequency, you either have access to everything or access to specific dimensions. Which, if you get access to specific dimensions, that's the only place for your consciousness to go. And that's all you get to choose. You're just saying, well, I mean, if we have free will, why can't I choose to go somewhere else? You already chose. You chose. It's that simple. It's that easy. You already chose. It's just like it's just like the Oracle in the movie The Matrix. You already chose your path. Now you're trying to understand it. And there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. And what I mean by you already chose is your soul contract. You chose to come down. Essentially, you chose your avatar. You built your avatar. You chose how they were going to look. You chose where they were going to be born, in like what financial setup you were going to have, everything. You chose everything. You chose everything. So now you're just trying to understand it by living it. Like, why did I choose to not have financial stability? It was to learn a lesson. And that's what you lived your entire life to find out. That could be your soul contract. It could be you chose to live in poverty so you understood value. That you understood that you could be abundant in more ways than just finances. There's so many things, but you already chose it. That's why there's no free will. You already chose the road you were going to be on. You can still choose the lane, but that's the illusion of free will. You chose the road already. Now you're just driving on it. So that's really what it is. And I know that might be disheartening for some people. And I know I was talking about like your vibrational field and everything, and we came back to just choice and free will. But that's the thing. It just goes wherever it wants to go. But yeah, so you chose what you were going to do. And as difficult as it may be to hear, people who self-exit, that was always going to be their path. People who die early because of cancer, or they get gunned down, or anything like that. They chose that path. And that's hard to wrap your head around. That's why organized religion is something that a lot of people seek out, is because that's to have it imposed on yourself that you chose this life and everything that is happening to you is a choice that you had already previously made for you to go through. That puts all the responsibility on yourself. And sometimes that's really hard for people to accept. And it's a lot easier to accept. It's God's will. Because that takes all the responsibility off of you and puts it on a supreme being that isn't here. That cannot be held accountable. So that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all, because again, that takes responsibility off of you. And how are you supposed to accept any part of your soul contract when you can't even accept that basic fact that it's your responsibility? And that's why I think a lot of people get stuck. It's because they can't accept that basic responsibility, that basic fact that they chose to be here the way that they're here. And yeah, like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks to not have advantages that you very much see other people have. And you see a lot of corrupt people have. And you very much wonder, like, why are they allowed those advantages and to essentially manipulate the system, but I'm not. And trust me, I have very much had those situations happening to me. There's one happening to me right now with court. Like, I can't believe what is happening in court right now to me. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's insane. I'm being visited by wasps. That's a wasp. Or like the bee wasp, I want to say. But yeah, so it's crazy. It is crazy. But that's all I'm being told to talk about today. So thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.